Hey guys, this is Rock King 3 bringing another live commentary, Forza 5, and this is going to be a parts and tune video with the D-Class Lotus Elan, and I'm going to run a quick lap here on Spa. And this car is really fun to drive, and I think that's a 65 Mini Cooper in front of me, and you'll see that I'm just a little bit faster than that, which is really good when you're talking about multiplayer. You get some good acceleration out of the gate. And it also handles really close to a Mini Cooper 65, so you have really good handling, plus you have a lot more acceleration. And even though it sounds like it's really fast here, I mean, we're only in 120s right now, so it's not like a top speed monster with the 5-speed transmission I have in here right now in the D-Class. But it is a very fun car to drive. It is a very competitive car. Like I said, you can take this to multiplayer and just kind of squeeze it through players when they have the muscle cars, and you can out-accelerate them in some cases as well. So this is a really good D-Class multiplayer car. I think when I looked, I think I was ranked about 65th with a Mini Cooper. So I'm actually trying to beat my Mini Cooper time with this Lotus Elan on Spa, and I think it has a pretty good shot at it. You can see that Mini Cooper's catching me a little bit because it does handle a little bit better. Just trying to get a good feel for this car in the first lap, and I notice I have to kind of dive it in a little bit early into the turns and into the brakes. So I don't know if my brake settings aren't strong enough, but if you see me braking a little bit early, it's just to make sure I make these turns the way I want to. But like I said, this is a really fun car, very competitive on just about any track. You know, unless you take it to like a really top speed track, there's just, and then the muscle cars take over. But anything that has turns in it and has some straightaways in it, this is the car. This is a great medium size track car. I should walk away from that Mini a little bit here. So the big question is, can I beat him in the last S? Because I will not let off at all here. I'm just going to turn it in as soon as I can, and there we go. See how easy that was? And we're definitely putting some space on that Mini Cooper. And the nice thing about this turn right here is that it's a really slow turn, but this car accelerates so fast that I'll walk away from that Mini Cooper again. So again, that's just one full lap of this car. Let's see how it does. I'm going to go ahead and check out the standings here real quick. This should be a top 50 time. And I've never really ran this car on this track, so that was a pretty good run. Like I said, I think my Mini Cooper was the one before. Sorry to make you guys watch this replay, but I'm kind of interested to see where it ends up. Always like to see top 50 if I can. Come on, top 50. Oh, 62. Oh well. Alright, we'll see you over in the parts bin. Alright, and we're back. And parts bin. So let's go through the aspiration changes first to make sure that we don't have any major changes here. Since this is a D-Class car, you're probably not going to see a lot of engine compartment changes here. So we have the single turbo. That was a nice surprise. So we gain 25 horsepower for 26 PI. Not as good as what we usually want to have, but that's okay. I would imagine that, oh, I'm going to go through all of these because I don't know. So air filter, we're going to do street intake. And we have stock carburetor. And we have the sport ignition. We have the race exhaust. We have the stock camshaft, stock valves, stock engine block, stock pistons and compression, 27. I was going to see if maybe it made sense to put that in there, but we have the stock street turbo. And we have no intercooler. And I won't have that at all. Stock oil and cooling. And no flywheel change. So we have the stock flywheel. Alright, we're going to have race brakes. And we should have race suspension all the way around. Race anti-roll bars. We have the race chassis roll cage. And we have the full weight reduction. That would be why we have such high acceleration numbers. You see it goes from 7.0 to 7.3. Very nice. And we have stock clutch. No changes there to be made. And I have the sport transmission. I suppose if we were going to run some of the faster tracks, I don't know if this would make sense in D-Class or not, but we could run the race transmission. But you'd have to find 2 PI somewhere. No drive line. And we have full race differential. We're running stock compound, but it still handles really well. We have stock width in the front, and we have full rear width in the back. Definitely helps us with our braking and handling numbers. Gotta take a guess. Nope. I don't know what wheel I'm running, so we have to find it. There we go. Running the Cosi RT Sports. That must have been a PI play. Running the R17s in the front. And we're running the R17s in the back. Keeps the car very stable. I'm going to have front wing adjustable and the Forza wing in the back. So that is all the parts for the 400 PI. Let's go through the tune. 29 each. That actually looked like it was set up pretty well for Spa. So 370 final drive. Back to some common numbers I use here at the -2.0, -1.6 on the camber, 0.1, 0.1 on the toe. And we run a really high caster on this one because of the percentage of the front weight. So 6.3 anti-roll bar, 29.64 in the front, and 15.46 in the rear. Again, I believe that is for the difference of the weight differential in the front. This is a very light car, so we run really soft springs. 300.7 in the front, 220.4 in the rear. And I could probably lower that down a little bit, but I must have been bottoming out on some tracks, so 4.7 on front and rear for height. This is almost my starting position on the rebound stiffness at 10.1. I actually start at 10.0 and 5.1. Rebound at 10.1 in the front and 5.0 in the rear. And I probably started at 3.9 and 1.8, softened it up a little bit. 3.6 and 1.5 for the bump stiffness in for the front and the rear. No aero. And I think I could probably increase my brake pressure a little bit. You guys may want to put that to your preference. But 54% for the braking force balance towards the front, which actually means towards the rear. And then your braking force started at 110. I would go ahead and play with that a little bit. Almost my starting point here. Acceleration 42% in the front and 10% in the rear. So we were able to run one full lap and get a top 60 time, or 62nd, I think it was, 61st on the Spa track, and that actually converts over to a lot of the medium-sized tracks like the Grand Prix Indianapolis Oval Grand Prix track and a lot of those type of tracks. So have a lot of fun with that one. That one's really fun in multiplayer, and it's pretty good on the leaderboard as well, as you can tell. Thanks a lot for listening, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. And just so you guys are aware, my next couple of videos are going to be requests from the subs. I have a Escort in the C-Class I'm going to put out there next, and then a Clio V6 was also a request. I don't know which class that was requested for, so I'll probably build a B and a C out, because I think it works pretty well at those levels. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time. Later.